So technology is at a stage now where companies will release a new device every year that's a little bit better, a little bit quicker, maybe one or two new features. Smartphones, tablets, laptops, they're all the same. And TomTom have just released the new Go Expert 7-inch truck GPS sat-nav. This is the successor to the Go Professional 6250. So does the same rule apply to GPS devices now? Well, kinda. Let's find out more.
Good world gone bad.
Once again, full disclosure, this video is sponsored by TomTom. They did send me this Go Expert themselves, and like the video on the 6250, I have waited to peel the screen. Never gets old, that. So yes, this is the Go Expert, but what else you get in the box? Not much. Once you open the box, they're keeping it simple. Start guide in many different languages, windscreen mount for the GPS, charging cable. It plugs into a micro USB. Surprised they didn't go for a USB-C on this update. And of course, a USB cigarette style socket for the 12 volt. First thing you'll notice about the Go Expert, 7 inches. It's bigger than the last one by a whole inch. Apparently that makes a difference. It certainly does with this one. It will retail for $399.99 in the UK, basically £400. They will also be bringing out a 6-inch version later down the line, which would be $349.99, so £350. That's a lot of money. So let's find out if it's worth it. With the sat-nav comes with lifetime map updates, traffic via Bluetooth connection on your phone. We'll come back to that in a bit. I've got a few points on that. And 1 year of speed camera alerts. But of course, the main reason you'd go for this is not because it's just a GPS device. It is a GPS device for trucks, for HGVs. It is designed to navigate us around obstacles such as low bridges, width restrictions. To make sure you avoid any restrictions, you set up a vehicle profile, input the length of your vehicle, the width of the vehicle, the height of your vehicle, and any ADR hazardous cargo you may be carrying. This is now updated with ADR tunnel codes and UN class restrictions, so hazardous cargo, no problem. And if there are any unavoidable restrictions, such as low bridges, etc., environmental zones, they're coming in all over the place now. Birmingham, we got one, Bath is having one, London, obviously London. Again, alerts, no problem on that. And with the restrictions as well, even if there's no planned route, even if you're just having it on for whatever reason, you know where you're going, so you don't need to input your route into it. As you're driving along, you will notice on the map, you will see at the beginning of the roads if there is a restriction down that road. I think that's brilliant because it sort of prevents you from getting into trouble before, well, if there's a restriction down the road, then you know, you don't go down there, basically. Some people say just look at road signs. Well, of course you're going to look at road signs. You're never going to trust this 100%. You're going to use your own initiative and look at road signs. But to be honest, how many times have you been down a road, you find a low bridge, no signs? So it can happen. Not often, but it can happen. So this is an extra tool to prevent you from danger. The navigation itself, can't go wrong. Keeps you on main roads, to where you need to go, and then it gets you there. Simple as that, it's just what you need. Some people say, sometimes leads you down dodgy roads. I don't find that. That being said, I think I'm used to a bit more sketchy roads than most people. I never have any trouble, like I said. Actually, I've kind of had the opposite problem. It hasn't led me down any dodgy roads, but I did discover an instance where it thought there was a restriction when there wasn't one. So it's the opposite problem. So it hasn't led me down somewhere and I've been, oh no, I need to turn back. It's more of a case of why isn't it leading me this way? Because I put the destination in. I knew where I was going 90% of the way, it was just the last 10%, so I put it in early. and I'm noticing it trying to turn me around, and I'm thinking, why is it trying to turn me around? In the village of Llanwrtyd Wells, this is a village in the heart of mid-Wales. Tiny village, no problem. Crosses a river, and I discover that it does not want me to cross this river. This is a humpback bridge. Trucks go over it all the time. No problem at all. But there is a restriction, and I actually only noticed this restriction when this tried to turn me around. The restriction is overhanging buildings. And to say overhanging buildings is a bit of an exaggeration, because yes, they do, but barely. This is why I've probably never noticed it before. I saw the sign, but I thought it was leading to a low bridge further down a side street or something like that. It wanted me to avoid that route because of the overhanging buildings, even though, you know, you can pass through them, no problem at all. So it's something to be wary of. It's too careful. When going into the unknown, if I didn't know the road, I would 100% go around just in case, because there is no point in risking it. Yeah, so aside from it being a bit too careful, I've had no problems. But as always, local knowledge always prevails. The only annoying thing with the vehicle profile is you only have the one. If, like me, you change trailers all the time, I changed from a taut liner, which is 15'6", to a flatbed, which goes down to the height of my cab, which would be 13 foot. So I've got to change this all the time. And I just wish TomTom would sort of get an easy feature where you could click 2 buttons, instantly change to a preset setting. It's a small complaint. You're going to use this sat nav for years. All that time adds up. It gets really annoying after a while. Right, moving on. As with the last model, this has traffic, and again, surprisingly accurate. No complaints over that whatsoever. If you come across traffic, congestion happens, you know, Friday afternoon, happens out all the time. And it finds a quicker route, it'll notify you by a green arrow if you want to take another route. Now, all the data for the traffic is sent to the device, the Go Expert, via your phone through Bluetooth tethering. That means it uses a little bit of mobile data from your phone through the Bluetooth connection to get any traffic data it may find. And if you're not a fan of having your phone connected, a bit like me, then don't worry. Later this year, TomTom are going to be releasing a 4G version, which will have a SIM in the device itself, and you won't need a connected phone. The traffic will just work through that. So if that is a concern of yours, just maybe wait a bit longer and pick up the 4G version. But that being said, when you do connect your phone to it, works perfectly fine, like the last model. Still shows all the traffic data on the map, still warns you when you're approaching the back end of traffic, and shows you how long roughly until you clear it. Speed cameras, just the same, shows where they are. Someone commented on my last video on the 6250 about the fact it actually did mobile speed cameras as well. When using this is the first time I've actually noticed that. And when you do pass a mobile speed camera, it comes up with a prompt asking you if that camera is still there. I think that's great. I can't believe that feature is not sung and danced about a bit more, but I've only seen it a few times, but it's nice to have. And again, with the speed cameras, when you're in an average speed camera zone, it estimates your speed throughout the zone in the top right-hand corner. So if you are maybe pushing it a little bit, gives you prompt to slow down a bit, you know, and not risk a fine. However, it doesn't seem to be very accurate with some of the actual speed locations. For example, on the M50 between Ross-on-Wye and Worcester, there used to be, when they were doing roadworks, there used to be an average speed restriction. It's no longer there. This still thinks it's there, but I think that's the fact that I haven't updated it, so that's on me. But I noticed, it thinks this restriction is 60 mile an hour. Obviously a motorway, a truck speed limit is 60 mile an hour. The restriction was for 50 mile an hour. So it got the speed wrong. So that's just something to be aware about. Don't trust what this says 100%. Always look out your surroundings. Because obviously, especially with roadworks, and the fact that it actually picked up the temporary average speed zone is shocking in itself. But with roadworks, things can change daily, so you can't expect it to be updated all the time. So yeah, with that, you get 1 year of the speed cameras, lifetime traffic with the phone connection. So a lot of what I've said to you so far might sound familiar from the last video, and this is what I mean by what I said in the intro. There's no one big groundbreaking leap forward. It's just lots of little improvements that just make a better quality product in the end. For example, this is 4 times faster with the processor. You can tell by the way you navigate the menu. It's a lot smoother. When you calculate a route, it's just quicker. It even gives you 3 options within no time at all by the time you'd used to calculate 1 route. They're also advertising the fact it's got a louder speaker and a brighter screen. I mean, I never failed to see the screen in the last one, and the speaker I don't really notice anyway because I have it on mute. The interface, same as the last one. They've just improved it a little bit to accommodate the bigger screen. Instructions are now in the top left-hand corner rather than just in the center on the top. They're utilizing the space a bit more. You still have the bar on the side with all the potential points of interest, petrol stations, truck parking, any traffic restrictions or roadworks there may be. You've got a handy little button in the top here so you can instantly go into search. One complaint, again, I will have is the QWERTY keyboard. When we input postcodes, type in, for example, Dartford, type in DA, I got to switch to another layer to put the numbers in, and then switch back. I'm not sure why we can't just have the numbers as another layer. I know there is the quick search menu, but honestly, when is it going to guess a postcode? So again, there are still little things they can improve, but that's not the end of the world. Still has voice commands, so you can use it hands-free in the truck. Hello, TomTom.
I'm listening.
Go to a car park.
Say the list number of a car park near you.
3.
Number 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
Finding a route.
Obviously a bit long-winded, but when you're just driving down the road, doesn't really matter. Like I said, it costs $399.99, basically £400. Recommended retail price. You can check it out in the links below in the video description. If you've been looking one for a while, I'd say now is the best chance to get one because it's just been released fresh off the block. 7-inch model costs £399.99 recommended price. If you're interested, check it out in the link below. I will be doing a giveaway of another one, so hopefully one of you will get the chance to win that. Please subscribe and like the video to know more about that. And that's pretty much it. It's a lot like the last one, a little bit better. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, whether you think this is good for you. What can they improve? If you have criticisms, let them know in the comments. Let them know what you want to see from the next one. So until the next one, thank you for watching. I'll see you then.